So, Tower Defense Simulator released probably their biggest update ever, a Halloween themed event with a ton of new content and 3 acts to beat. So naturally I thought to myself, hey, maybe I'll go beat this, that'll be a fun video, surely. In reality though, the content itself was very good, I'd say. The problem is, it came packaged with quite a few bugs, and beating what should have been a simple entry-level challenge turned into a bit of a nightmare. Things started, actually not very normally, with 100,000 people at once, good for TDS, trying to join the event. It just didn't really work. I tried public matchmaking, didn't work. I tried partying up with Isaac, didn't work. I ran into Thatcher, and he didn't give me any luck, because it still didn't work. Until finally, I realized you had to specifically make a full party to play. So for this and all my following attempts, I invited random, high level of course, players in whatever lobby I joined. For attempt 1, I didn't really know what I was doing. There's this whole cutscene story mode type thing, but that didn't really play at all for me. So, all I really took in was that we have to defend this extraterrestrial cube. Gameplay wise, I was paired with AI Hoshina and Flep. They started off by placing golden pyromancers, a staple for these runs, and Militant. The zombies had unique theming and more health, but weren't too difficult to defeat. I lied, we took some damage. I then spammed gold scouts for a bit, and after defeating the ghosts and the scarecrows, we also took down the first mini-boss, the Swamper, and likewise the horde of 4 of them on the next wave. And then nothing happened. The game is supposed to trigger a second cutscene here and move on to phase 2 of the act, but it didn't. My team and I were stuck on an infinite length wave and had no way to do anything, so we got softlocked here and were forced to leave. The options were either that or wait an infinity for the time to run out. So that was slightly frustrating, and actually ended up not being the last game-ending glitch I found. After a few more failed attempts to get in the game, I ended up reaching the same wave with new teammates, Godin_Bacon and Dream. Little fun fact here, I was actually using the normal rather than the buffed up golden perk pyromancer here, because I had forgotten to turn it on. Despite that, we again reached and defeated the 4 Swamper bosses of Wave 9, where this time, things actually played out properly. A cutscene then transitioned us into a new part of the match. I actually really like the focus on story and theatrics with this event, however, there is no sound here at all. So my experience was basically, now this whole map is kind of located on this stage-like backdrop, and when the phase changes, the rocky terrain descends into the ground, and all your towers are sold for a big payout. And with new props being set up, we had officially entered the second half of the event, where toy-like zombies rushed the base with ferocity. And we instantly lost. I had placed down Ranger, since the tower was just reworked, it looks clean, and I thought it would be good. Unfortunately, that was absolutely the wrong play here, as we had no crowd control, and even with my teammates' golden minigun towers, we just didn't have the DPS. No cope there, I just kinda suck. I hopped in another game with Super Modded Gamer and Eclipse, where even with 3 pyromancers, we were surprisingly underpowered. This is where I realized I didn't have the golden perk on, and without that slight edge, we lost in wave 7. The next game was notable because it was just a duo, me and King Sean the Cool. I had again forgotten to equip the golden perk. I've written that line like 5 times by now. And after losing that game, I fixed it for the following attempt. And with Violet Colors and Mizan 2007, we again passed Wave 9 and reached the second phase, where I made a really dumb play. I sold all my towers before the transition, since I knew you got a bunch of money anyways and I was trying to min-max. What I should have realized is the money you get is based on what towers you have placed down, so I actually had just completely crippled my own economy. I didn't have enough money to place anything good, and we lost instantly. I blame it on this bug, where my coin count randomly popped up here. So those last few losses were entirely my fault, and not caused by any bug or glitch, which couldn't be said of the next game. I got partied up with Dinlin and Arius, and I got stuck on a black screen. I couldn't see the game. At first I thought I'd have to just blindly place towers and hope they were near the path, but then I realized I just straight up couldn't place anywhere. Maybe I fell off the map or something, I don't really know. Whatever the reason, I couldn't help my team at all, and we lost to wave 5. At this point, I just wanted to be done. So I again went to invite some people and... okay, this is a new one. Player has been removed from the data model. I did actually end up in the same server again, where I got in game with Duck and Odyssey. I had switched my loadout around a bit, kinda just made it worse. But we still made it to wave 9 and took down the Swampers. The cutscene played as intended and things were looking good. Except, I needed lots of money here. What? We lost the game apparently. Even though we had killed all the zombies and still had health left, and there was literally no reason this should have happened. Please subscribe, I feel so terrible after that. I hopped in game with a guy with the display name and Chonko. The strategy was pretty similar to previous attempts, although I focused more on upgraded gold scouts this time. We made it to wave 9 and it actually worked. With the cash infusion and new map of wave 10, this time I took the safe route and placed accelerator. And with the help of my teammates' golden minigunners, we didn't instantly lose. Wow, epic. The zombies were much tougher here, being these bulky puppet type enemies, but they were also a lot goofier. These animations were funny. We took down the villagers, cobalt guards, and some more of the swampers. I got golden pyromancer for the defense melting stat, and spammed level 3 accelerators to the end. The final boss was the executioner plush, a toyified version of a previous event tower. He had an axe throw ability to stun our towers, but with only 20,000 health and his very slow walk speed, we took him down about halfway along the path. And the final cutscene played, cementing our victory. There still wasn't any sound. So yeah, Act 1 completed. And now all I had to do was wait for the next part of the event. And maybe even try to nab one of the free UGC items. Anyway, subscribe so you don't miss my videos on the rest of the event, and leave a like.